Hello, this is Peter Scanlon, Marvel Masterpieces 1995 artist, and you're listening to the Marvel Card Collector Podcast.
Hello everybody, my name is Ian Taylor, and welcome to the Marvel Card Collectors Podcast, brought to you by the Marvel Cards Fan Collective. You can find our two groups on Facebook, details of which are at the end of this podcast. With me is my co-pilot in all things Marvel Cards. He believes the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty you possess inside. Norrin Rad.
Hey everyone.
Which leads me. Oh, I can't remember the joke now. Oh, this is ghastly. If you're going to tell a joke off the top, you need to actually remember it.
That is a rule.
What's Whitney Houston's favorite type of coordination?
I give up. What is it?
Hand-eye.
We lost like half our listeners.
I think we probably did. Hello, everybody. We're back casting the pods. How are you, buddy?
Good, brother. How you been?
Hey, not bad. I've had a week off, and as is usual, as soon as I go on holiday, I start to get a bit ill. So I was slightly worried I wouldn't be able to talk today.
Oh, man.
My throat was feeling a bit scratchy all through the week, and it's not too bad today so far. So, hey, there are worse things that can happen for us to be having a 50% less me and 100% more you. So that's good.
Yeah.
And what else has been happening? Well, you've got something to tell me that you've been saving for this podcast.
I have been saving this.
I've got no idea what it is.
I'm very excited to tell you.
So
okay. So we were talking on one of these podcasts, one of these beautiful, beautiful episodes. I forgot which one. And you mentioned to me that because I thought I had the only Stan Lee autograph from Marvel Onslaught, because there are two Stan Lee autographs in those pack released set that are pretty rare. They're stamped and they're black autos and signed by Stan Lee. And I was like, I'm done. I got a Stan Lee auto on a Surfer. I don't need any more. And then you said, well, don't forget Marvel Beginnings.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I had no idea Marvel Beginnings had such an array of cards that were signed by Stan Lee. Not only did I not know that, but I did not know
and lots of other legendary creators.
Insane.
I mean, it's top end.
It's top end. So,
yeah.
Well, I don't know how much we want to get into this, but for me, I'm starting to look at those cards and starting to see those as an untapped part of the hobby that's actually rare, in my opinion, and more prestigious than a lot of collectors are giving it credit for. Well, I was searching and scouring eBay ever since you told me, crying myself to sleep because I couldn't find this rare beauty. And lo and behold, Stan Lee autograph, Silver Surfer cover #1.
Stop it. Oh,
Boom.
That's gorgeous. Right. This is going on the tasting notes, people. This
has to go. Yeah.
Of beauty. I'm on my knees shouting, "We are not worthy." That's wonderful.
So there it is with the sticker and the certificate of authenticity. Numbers match, all clean.
Oh, you're keeping that in a separate... Okay, I get you.
I was going to put it on the back of the card, but I don't want to scratch in the card, and I'm ridiculous. So I'm
no, it's fine.
So...
That is rather lovely.
Yeah, I didn't realize how rare it is. I've been looking... A friend of mine needed one, and I didn't realize he was looking for so long time. I'm not going to say his name, but he's been looking for a long time. And this came up on eBay from an amazing seller in Australia. I believe his name is Andrew. So shout out to that guy who rocks. And he has some other ones on there. He actually has the Spider-Man #1 signed by Stan Lee on eBay right now, in case anyone's looking for that sucker.
Well, by the time this drops, it may have gone.
It may have gone. It's still there now, so it might be gone. But
I might buy it.
And
I doubt it. I'm a bit skint. It's the wife's birthday this month, so I need to be a good boy.
Oh,
yeah, I need to be a good
happy
boy.
birthday.
Yes. Happy
Oh,
birthday,
that's
Mrs.
nice.
Taylor. Yes. That's wonderful. That's wonderful.
Yes. So that is check mark. There is a duel with Stan and with Stan and Joe Sinnott,
Joe Sinnott.
Joe Sinnott. But I don't know when that's ever gonna pop. But I'm very, very happy to have this as a part of my collection. It's a huge, huge grail for me.
Yeah.
So pretty crazy card
That's
to get.
absolutely wonderful. That's really good. I bizarrely enough, because we've started a Twitter feed.
Yes.
So folks, don't forget to check us out at the MCC Pod, and that's both on Twitter and Facebook. Funnily enough, who'd have thought we'd planned that? I saw a tweet where someone had tweeted a story from Joe Sinnott's hometown. Just basically a little article just honouring him and the fact that he's kind of officially now retired.
Wow.
And he's nine. I'm gonna misremember this. I think I read 97, but I might be mistaken. But
Wow.
he's like still going. But and that guy has put in over half a decade of quality
yeah.
work.
Yeah. He's outstanding.
Yeah, I mean, The Shaper of Dreams, quite literally.
Pretty much, yeah, 100%. What hasn't he worked on? I mean, he's considered one of the greatest inkers of all time.
Yeah, I mean, this is no joke to say that Joe Sinnott is one of the few people in the history of Marvel artists and creators to have directly shaped how characters that are commonplace today look.
Yeah.
You know, you've got Stan Lee, you've got Walt Simonson, you've got Jim Starlin, you've got Ron Lim, Kirby, of course, Ditko, Romita Senior and Junior, to be fair, Frank Miller. You know, there are you know, those are the people whose names are up on that wall, chiseled in as the creators. And all these movies you've been watching and all these trading cards we talk about with different artist depictions on them. The first artist depictions were these guys.
Yeah.
So, you know, having the autograph of these guys, and you know, it is to my mind, it is the second greatest generation. Not meaning to demean at all or belittle the first greatest generation, the guys who fought in World War II. But you know, it is the next generation were extremely creative, and you know, we are living in a glorious age where the fruits of their labours are what we talk about. So Joe Sinnott, I know you'll probably never hear this podcast because maybe you're up on your tech, and maybe you do listen to podcasts. I don't know, but thank you. For signing the card that Norrin doesn't own yet.
Right, but soon. So
soon. And Marvel Beginnings, for those who don't know, and we will dig into this in a future episode.
Yeah.
Marvel Beginnings is the first mega Marvel set that Upper Deck did. Now, I'm sure at this point someone is actually standing up and going, "No, it wasn't," and angrily lobbying their local government representative for us to be taken off the air. But my understanding is that it came out around 2011, 2012, I believe.
Actually, yeah.
And it was in 3 parts. So you had Marvel Beginnings Set 1, or Series 1, Marvel Beginnings Series 2, and Marvel Beginnings Series 3. Each one was an absolute beast of a set.
It's massive. 2011. It was 2011 to 2012.
That's right.
3 series.
That's right.
We for the first series, you have a whole artist checklist of how many artists did sketch cards, like how many sketch cards an artist did. The numbers were pretty low. You had printing plates. You had these autos. You had a massive set.
Yeah,
one of the first ones with a printing plate, if not the first one, I wonder. Like official printing
Marvel
plate.
Yeah, certainly on the Marvel spectrum.
Yeah, maybe so. Actually, I think it is.
It was, and printing plates really weren't kind of, you know, they kind of went under everyone's radar, so much so that I own all 4 printing plates from the Black Cat card that was in Marvel Beginnings. So, and,
I
you know,
dislike you so much right now.
there's
Oh
a
my
feat,
God, I'm so mad at
feat
you.
to never be repeated.
I can't believe you have that. I'm so mad at you.
Yeah, well, listen, I'm very blessed to have them. So,
Oh,
um,
that's crazy.
but it had 180 card base set. When I say 180 cards, I'm saying that each series was 180 cards. So the whole thing is 540, if my maths is correct.
I can double check,
Yeah,
but I think you're right.
540 base cards. That's just the base cards, and the numbering carries on. So for Series 2, it isn't a different set. It is a continuation of the first one. So you have sorry, I'm pinging here. Someone is pinging me. Pankit Shah, you're officially on the episode. You've just pinged.
Thank you.
I've gone. Pankit, you've caused my thought to go off the rails.
Yeah,
All right, here we go.
540 cards for
540 cards, and then you had breakthrough issues, which is basically the first issue that a character may have appeared, or a story may have appeared, or a particular creator may have appeared. So there's a number of different ways you can play that, and I think there are 60 of those in each set. I'm going from memory here because we didn't plan to talk about Marvel Beginnings on this episode.
Yeah, you
but
did, yeah.
It looks like we're talking about Marvel Beginnings on this episode.
I'm so sorry. We'll get into what we're supposed to get into.
No, that's quite all right.
Wait, how many? What are you asking? How many breakthrough issue cards there are?
I think there were 60 in each set. I'm going from memory. I'm going to quickly
altogether, I think there's 135.
Right. Okay. So that's so Marvel Beginnings Series 1. Here we go. So you've got your 180. Oh, good grief! It just keeps scrolling. Breakthrough issues, comic cover cards. So yeah, 45 in the first set. And then in each series, you had die cut cards, which certainly in Series 1 was X-Men. I believe it was Avengers in a later one. I can't remember the third one. And then they had Marvel Prime micro motion foil cards. So these kind of had a nice little foil effect. And there we go, there were 60 of those in each set, 45 of the die cut cards, which are pretty nice. Then you had hologram cards. And
which
they were
really
nice hologram cards, actually.
They are really nice hologram cards.
And they were a pretty tough pull. They're 1 in 72 packs.
Yeah.
So I've literally only got a few of those.
And yeah, then, 172 is also the ratio for the autos.
Exactly. We'll come on to the
first two series. Yeah.
We'll come on to the autos in a moment. So those are your base and chase, okay, and then your rare stuff are the comic cuts. So these and in this series they're called the Ultimate Panel Focus Cut comic cards, which is a mouthful. And there weren't that many of them, actually, and weirdly they didn't do them in order. So in Series 1 you had 9 of them, and you had UM 1 to 8, and then it had UM 12 and UM 13. So that's actually 10. I can't count. And then when you go to Series 2, I think you have UM 9, and it kind of fills in the gap. So they kind of spread them around. And this was, I think we posted this on the feed, but if not, we'll post it again. There's a video online of Upper Deck creating the cards that comic panels go in, and it is this set.
Wow.
That's the first time they did it. So they did a piece of content where you saw the guy doing the cutting out of the card, and that's where this appeared. And then you have the breakthrough issues autograph cards. So they are the breakthrough issues cards, but they are signed. So you have single autographs, dual autographs, and triple autographs. Okay. In Series 1, there are only 4 triple autographs. However, check this out. The second of those, which is card B11, which is The Power of Thor. So that's Journey into Mystery Volume 1, the cover of that, literally like reproduced as a trading card. The triple autograph for that card is signed by Stan Lee, Joe Sinnott, and Larry Lieber. What an astonishing collectible. And each one of these breakthrough issues autographs comes with a separate card that's a certificate of authenticity. The code on that certificate of authenticity matches a hologram panel on the back of the signed card. So you've actually got two cards. You've got your COA and your card that's signed.
Right. And that's a
just
similar
wonderful.
thing that happens for people who haven't collected in the past and just started. Maybe you started with 2016. That's a similar thing you're getting with the buybacks with the Joe Jusco auto.
Oh, Marvel Masterpieces, yeah.
Yeah, Marvel Masterpiece, just so you guys know, in case,
Yeah.
you know, it's something they do. I mean, Marvel Beginnings had so many first.
Yeah.
And I feel like I never hear about the set or any of the inserts. And as I was looking around, I realized how disgustingly rare it is to find any of this stuff.
Yeah, it is. It is. And I remember once people cottoned onto the autographs, especially, the boxes dried up pretty quick. At the time, I bought 3 boxes of the first series, 3 boxes of the second series, and I kind of ran out of cash and the ability to get series 3. So for the longest time, I've not had series 3. But I remember I did pick up some at the time on eBay. I did pick up some extra comic cut cards, so I have most of them from series 1 and 2.
Wow.
I have probably maybe 20% of the autograph cards, if that, from series 1 and series 2.
That's crazy. That's pretty great.
Yeah,
That's pretty great.
but I don't have. I think I maybe have 4 hologram cards from each of them because they were such a rare insert. And at the time, I was focusing on buying the stuff that I perceived as the rarer stuff, which I think was correct, which was the autographed and the comic cuts. I think I've got most of the die cut and micro motion cards, all of the base and all the breakthrough issues.
Took me a little while to find the micro motion for Surfer, actually.
Yeah,
that took me a little while.
Yeah, they're pretty scarce because it's a big set.
It is a big set. Not a lot of people have them.
Now, this is a commitment.
Yeah.
So what am I doing? I'm wading back in again. So when we first mentioned this, which we mentioned off air a few weeks back, actually, we talked about this. So we'd recorded, but we kind of finished the episode and we got chatting, and that was when I was telling you and showing you my cards. So it didn't actually go out on an episode. But for everyone who's kind of thinking, wait, they didn't talk about this. What is going on about? So for the longest time, I've been eyeballing the last 3 boxes available from the dealer that I usually buy from in the States, Sci-Fi Cards. Ed Webb, good evening, sir.
Oh yeah,
solid guy. For the longest time, he had 3 boxes of Marvel Beginnings Series 3 on his website, and I was looking at them, and I thought, we're going to talk about them on an episode, which means that people are probably going to go and buy them.
Right? Yeah.
So I did.
Smart. Yeah, because they're going to be gone.
They are. So I'm going to do it. I will do a live opening of that. As I speak, they are in transit. I'm looking at my tracking right now.
Oh man, that's
from GoShippo.com, and they are. They've left Glendale, Arizona, where Ed is, and they have cleared customs at Los Angeles, California airport. So yes, they've gone to the International Distribution Center, USPS. They've cleared customs. They are marked as in transit, which basically means that anyone in one of the, I'm going to really cheese off half our audience here. Anyone in one of the flyover states, look up right now. If you see a plane going over, it's probably got my boxes on the way to the UK. So.
Those boxes are never going to find you.
Yeah, not now. No, someone's going to intercept them. So hopefully, by the time this drops, I'll have received a massive customs fee for them, because unfortunately, that is the cost of importing this stuff. It very rarely escapes Her Majesty's Revenue and Customs, and I will have them in hand. But that's fairly even for me, having bought 3 boxes of Series 1, 3 boxes of Series 2, 3 boxes of Series 3. So who knows what might be in there? Because on Series 3 of Marvel Beginnings, I could. Oh my goodness! Series 3 starts with card 361.
Yeah.
And runs through to card 540. So I will be lucky to get the base all 180 from free
Wow.
boxes. I'll be lucky to get the base. I may well have some gaps. Villains die-cut cards is series 3. Prime Micromotion Cells it's described as on series 3, so I'm not sure what the difference is there. Breakthrough issue cards resumes with B91 and goes up to B135. So yes, that's 3 times 45. And then Avengers Hollow FX cards, they're called in series 3. There's 42 of those. And then we again have 10 maybe comic cuts cards. Breakthrough issues autographs starts. Wow. Okay, so Stan Lee has signed
Multiple in there.
multiples. Wow, at least 10 of the individuals. I can't see him on any of the doubles autographs, and there's no triple in series 3. That's interesting.
It's fascinating how they broke this up.
Yeah, that's really interesting. However, I will certainly be on the lookout for. I mean, listen, it'd be lovely to pull a Stan. Brian Michael
crazy.
Bendis has signed cards in here. Jim Chung. I just featured
badass.
one of his cards on Daily Masterpieces. Mark Wade is in here. Fabian Nicchizia. I can't pronounce his name. Sorry. Tom DeFalco. Chris
Yep.
Claremont. Bendis.
Yep.
Steve Epting. Len Wayne.
Mark
Jim
Bagley.
Yeah, Jim Salicrup. Glynis Oliver Marsh, who did loads of great, amazing Spider-Man work back in the day. Wow, I mean, it's a who's who of brilliant people who've worked in comics over the years.
It really is a brilliant
I'll be
set
thrilled
that does.
if I pull any of those.
Yeah, it really is a brilliant set, and I've just been obsessed with it lately because, it's not the first Marvel series of cards to come out with featuring the covers of comic books for sure. One of the first series of Marvel comics, Marvel's first series or whatever it's called.
1984. That came
That's
out.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. They feature, the comic book covers, but this is the first time Marvel, and I think the only time, from my understanding, where you have autos on the covers, pictures of the covers of the comic books.
Yeah.
I don't know. For me, this is no brainer. This is kind of like an always collectible piece.
It is. It's really nice. And this is what I was touching on last week when we were talking about the MCU sets that had a subset within them that had comic covers reproduced.
Yes.
So you remember saying the Avengers Assemble set had a I can't remember, was it Avengers issues? It might have been Avengers issues. There's also Thor the movie had a 9-card subset of 4 covers. Those in themselves are actually quite a nice little collection. If you went for the 80s, I think it was first appearance covers. You know what? Why don't I look rather than struggling to remember it? Here we go. Marvel Superheroes first issue covers. So that first set came out in 1984. And you can actually buy it as a factory set as well. So you could buy the whole set rather than buying the individual packs, which I think is quite interesting. And then the one that I've got, because I don't have that one, but I do have first issue covers 2, which came out in 91 by Comic Images. And that's a really nice set. And it's got a lot of 70s and 80s stuff, so much more recent stuff in there. So, for example, it's got Cloak and Dagger issue 1, West Coast Avengers first issue of that, Strike Force Morituri, the Nam, Comet Man, Fallen Angels. A lot of sort of much smaller 80s series that's featured, which I actually quite like.
That's fantastic.
Because nowadays the stuff in breakthrough issues won't be any of those series.
Yeah, no, not at all.
So if you want your deep cuts, a really good and affordable set to check out is Marvel First Covers Trading Cards Series 2 from 1991.
It's a nice set.
It's
underrated.
A really nice set. It's a really nice set. There's 100 of them. Bosh. Straight in, straight out. 100 checklist. That's it. No chase. No
That's
mess,
a clean
no fuss.
set. Those are nice
really
sets,
nice.
man.
Yeah, it's really nice. I have a feeling I bought a box. I think I broke a box of that about 10 years ago.
Wow.
I seem to remember. But you could then go on, so Marvel Beginnings, and regardless of the autograph versions, you could get B1 to 45 or whatever it is, or B1 to 60, I think. and then Marvel Beginnings Series 2, you could get the breakthrough issues of that. You could get Marvel Beginnings Series 3 breakthrough issues of that. Then you could go on to get the comic cover reproductions cards from the MCU set. And if you put those together,
Yeah.
you'd have a really, really nice binder.
Really nice binder, all featuring
Beautiful,
comic book
beautiful
covers.
comic book
I
covers.
mean, you can't
iconic
top
ones.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's 133 breakthrough issue covers from series 1, 2, 3, all combined, all cumulative, and they're hard to find on eBay too. So I mean, it's
Really? I've got
okay.
loads of
So
spares.
yeah, I would hold
Yeah.
on because
Yeah.
I realized that after I found this one, I realized that in series 2 they had a Fantastic Four number 48.
Right, I'm gonna have a look. I'm reaching over to my doubles box.
I had no idea that existed.
Let me see if I can do it without injuring my shoulder.
I bought the only one on eBay.
Oh, there we go. I've
I
managed
didn't
to
see any
drop
others.
something. Yeah, let's have a look. Right. Oh, it's always so good when I go walkabout. I need to get wireless headphones. No, I don't. Sound quality would be bad. Right, let's have a look in my doubles box. What have I got in here? I have, here we go. So this is great radio, because I'm going to show you something that no one else can see. So this is one of the X die cut cards. That's
Those look so good in person.
Yeah, it's really nice. I mean, you can see me through it. I mean, that's the idea.
I like die cut cards. I first saw a die cut card in the in the Marvel QFX.
Yes.
Which was a really cool set that I like too. So yeah, I like the die cuts a lot.
And here we go. So this is Wolverine. Oh, here we go. X-Men 100. I'll show you this one.
Wow. A binder filled with those, a full set. You can't beat that. And they put on those cards, if you haven't seen them, to our listeners, they have kind of like a burnt edge around the comic book. And it makes it look 3D. And because it makes it feel like it's nested inside that border. And it really pops. The colors are really vibrant. The cards are just nice pieces. They really are.
I've got Hulk 1, Giant Size X-Men, Origin of Captain America Retold from Captain America 109, First Falcon, Captain America 117, Avengers 1, Avengers 4, Amazing Fantasy. These are absolutely astonishing cards. Because they're the recreations of these covers. I'm just flipping through. Oh, Black Cat. Hello. There she is.
Hello. Let me see her.
Oh,
look how good that looks.
Amazing Spider-Man 194. So here's the thing. I've still not been able to track down, and the price of them will go up massively once I say this. There is a signed breakthrough covers of Amazing Spider-Man 194.
What B number is that? That's B what?
It's B73.
So you're in series 2.
Yes. And I still haven't been able to find any of the printing plates for that as well. They do exist. Yeah. Printing plates are out there, but I've never seen one. At least I've never seen it listed with the word Black Cat, because that's where my search is set for. So
yeah. I spoke to it.
48. There we go.
You have 48 there?
Yeah, I've got 48 here. Do you want it?
I'm so mad at you. I just bought it. Forget it.
Oh, mate, you should have said.
I'm such an idiot. I didn't think you had doubles. I'm such an idiot.
Yeah, no. Well,
just bought it.
What I did just before we had my daughter, I'd massively downsized. I sold half my comic collection, which I've now got back and then some. I also, as you've seen, I'm just flicking through here. No, there's no others from Fantastic Four or Silver Surfer related in here. So I will stop doing that because it's rubbish for people to listen to. How much more hands-on cards can you get than us actually going through cards whilst we're recording our podcast? I mean, isn't that astonishing? Here we go. And when I shortly before we had my daughter, I had a load of. I was just kind of weirdly, I was kind of just making room, and I was clearing the decks, and I didn't give thought to the fact that actually I should keep hold of them because we were in a one-bedroom apartment, and all of a sudden a baby was on the way that we were told we couldn't have because we were told we couldn't have kids. So, so I gave a whole box of Marvel cards, including lots and lots of doubles of Marvel Beginnings Series 1 and 2 base breakthrough issues, and other astonishing Marvel Masterpieces 2007, 2008, loads of base cards basically, and promo cards and all sorts of stuff, to my best friend's 5-year-old boy.
Aw.
Absolutely made his day, and hopefully he's double figures now. Hopefully he's still into Marvel somewhere, and he's still got them, and he looks at them, and he treasures them, and maybe he'll come back into the hobby. So
That's
I like
really
to think
nice.
I did a nice thing. However, he was so young that he's probably absolutely destroyed them.
Maybe not.
Maybe not, but
Maybe.
I know that I probably gave away stuff that you would have wanted and that I could have traded. I do, however, I did keep some of these. I've got some Micromotion from Series 1 here. So there's a Juggernaut, and it's kind of a really difficult. It's got a texture to it.
I like them. They're really nice.
It's all right. It's all right. I've got a Thanos one, but it's kind of a really bizarre physical representation of Thanos.
Yeah, I mean, you know,
I don't know.
yeah,
but it doesn't say who the artwork's by.
No, they don't, because they use comic book art. It's not original to the card.
Here's an interesting thing. So at the bottom of Micromotion, it has Micromotion TM, Scenographic Inc., patent, and then a patent number. Isn't that interesting?
That is interesting.
Anyway, for no other reason, it tells me that Upper Deck were trying out some different techniques with printing that maybe they had to get, authority to use and license from someone else.
Yeah, because of technology limitations. Yeah, probably.
So I think that's really interesting. They're wonderful cards. It's a commitment to wade into, especially this long past release, because I don't think they were produced in massive volume.
Honestly, I don't know.
And there's some cracking inserts.
I don't know of a bigger series. You were saying that it's one of the first mega series. I don't know of another one.
Well,
unless you consider like Marvel Annual over the years, but
yeah, but that is actually a separate set, and the numbering doesn't continue.
That's what I mean. Right.
And the thing is, you could say, well, Fleer Ultra X-Men's bigger than that. It's only bigger because it repeats the same card through different coloured parallels.
See, that's different.
And that's different entirely. The beauty of these cards is that they are, when I say standard thickness, they're not doorstops. They're not as thick as Fleer Ultra X-Men, as Fleer Ultra Spider-Man, the recent versions, not the 90s versions, or Marvel Masterpieces. They are regular thickness. So actually, the whole 180 card base set fits quite nicely with the chase cards in a regular kind of 2-inch binder. Job done. Or I could get one mega binder and put all 3 series in there.
Yeah.
Set up for him to do a tap dance. So yeah, they're a lovely set. However, that's not the set we were going to talk about this episode.
No, let's get into it.
Well, before we do so, we will take a brief commercial break. Actually, we won't take a commercial break because this isn't advertising. However, at this point, I'm going to thank the artist intro for this episode. And this gives me absolutely enormous pleasure to say these words. Thank you, Mr. Peter Scanlon.
Mm-hmm.
Because Peter has only recently joined the Marvel Masterpieces Collectors group. I've been following him on the Marvel Masterpieces Instagram feed for a while, and tagging him whenever we feature a card of his artwork. And he's kind of suddenly taken notice and then started following us. And then because he did so, I think I reached out to him and asked him, and he came and joined the group. And then straight away, I think I was talking to him on message, and he said, "I'll be happy to help out in any way with the podcast." And he's also coming on as an interview. For those who don't know who Peter Scanlon is, he is one of the 4 artists who painted Marvel Masterpieces 1985. And you'll have heard on a previous episode that we interviewed Dave DeVries.
Yup, Dave.
Good evening, Dave. And he did 50 paintings for that. Peter Scanlon did 50 paintings. Dimitris Patelis did 50 paintings, and Nelson did 50 paintings. So we have 3 of the 4 artists now lending their gorgeous voice to the opening of this episode. So, Peter, good evening, sir. Thank you so much for agreeing to do that. We look forward to having you on. And yeah, he's I think he said something to the effect of, now I've finally figured out how to work this thing, in reference to Facebook. I was like, yeah, there are days. And so it falls upon me to, with absolute pleasure, just tell you where you can find more of Peter's great work. So his website is scanlanart.com, and that's probably the main sort of place that he goes. He's on social media, but he doesn't tend to kind of put a lot of his stuff on his feed. But you can find him on Instagram. Peter_Scanlan is his Instagram feed. Within moments of joining the group, he posted a photo. Did you see the photo?
I don't know if I did or not.
Okay, so bearing in mind that Marvel Masterpiece is 1995, so they were probably painting those artworks in 1994, when all of them were young men in the prime of youth, full of youth vigor. And Peter is, I'm sure he won't mind me saying, because there are photos of him on his Instagram feed, is now as follically challenged as age dictates. A lot of men get. He posted a photo of him dressed in his wife's unitard, posing.
Oh, I did. Oh man,
as
so
Spider-Man,
cool.
with a full head of hair. And basically said, this is me doing a reference pose so that I could use it to paint Spider-Man. And
I didn't realize that was his first photo. That's amazing.
Straight away on joining the group, posted that. And I was like, yeah, hats off to you, sir. Hats off to you.
What a badass. That's freaking great.
Yeah, so I will post that. I'm sure he won't mind me adding it to the tasting notes. If he does, then we'll retcon it somehow.
I love it so much. It's so good, because Dave was telling us how he had to pose for a lot of his pieces too.
Yeah.
Like the Archangel that he has over there. Yeah. So it was so funny to see him doing the same thing for the Spider-Man.
I know.
It's so crazy cool.
I was aware from reading Marvels, the beautiful Alex Ross painted book from 25 years ago now. Can you believe? Because they just re-released it as Marvel's annotated, beautiful, oversized editions with all the extra features that had been in the trades over the years. But when that first came out, even in the back of those original issues, you had Alex Ross sharing the photos of him posing for things, of his parents posing for things, because these artists, them, they use real life, poses to just make sure that they're getting the right angle, that they've got a reference for it. So so I do remember being aware of the fact that artists did that for the longest time, and then of course Dave hasn't posted any photos of him doing that.
They're in a private collection.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be part of his Patreon to get access to those good looking photos.
I'm sure you do. I don't believe Dave has a Patreon. We should probably actually.
No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, he should though.
Yeah, you got to pay to play on that one. So just have a little sip of water to save my voice drying out. So what were we going to talk about this episode, Norrin, before we got side quested by Marvel Beginnings?
Marvel Premiere 2019.
Yay. Yeah. Finally, an awful lot of our audience say, because Marvel Premiere 2019 has been delayed a couple of times.
Yeah, a couple of times. Yeah, and the official date. No. The official date for everybody listening, in case you're wondering, is September 11th.
Which will be the day after this episode drops.
Yep.
Not to say that you'll listen on September the 10th, so by the time you hear this, it might already be out.
Yeah.
In which case, go and buy some if you've
got
money.
It's money.
Yeah. Well, it's Marvel Premiere, and it is Premiere for a reason.
It's not for the faint of heart.
It's not for and it's not for everyone. And I've seen people sort of grumble a little bit about this whenever a new Marvel Premiere set comes out, and it is what it is. This will be the fourth, I want to say, Marvel Premiere set.
You have 12, 14, 17,
And
19.
2019.
Yeah.
So yeah, fourth. I went in on Marvel Premiere 1, which is 2012.
That's a great set. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. There's not much. Well, that's the thing. There's not much set because it is actually very, very limited in terms of its kind of base card nature. Even the chase cards are very limited. The majority of the set is sketch.
Yeah, I mean,
So it is
really what
primarily a
happens.
sketch card product.
Yeah, it's pretty any. So, for instance, some sets bring out different types of collectors.
Yeah.
Right. So some sets that can be hunted and get full sets, or people who are into rainbows, which are the one of ones, the printing plates, the autos, plus all the other inserts, like Marvel Masterpiece does.
Yep.
Premiere brings out all the sketch card collectors.
Yeah.
That's really a lot of them get in on the ground floor for these because they're trying to get some of the most premium sketches that come out in any of Upper Deck's Marvel sets. Is always typically Premiere.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And I think that's what differentiates it from other sets, not least of which it is actually very expensive.
Yeah, what's the price point on that? $237?
Oh, no, it's more than that. You won't come away with much change from $300 for one pack. How many cards do you get in a pack?
You get 5 cards.
5 cards.
1 sketch, and then 1 booklet panel, or I think. Let me double check.
Well, no, that's the thing. The sketch is one of those 5. So this is the thing. So in each pack you get, he says.
Correct. Yeah.
He says, looking at this, it doesn't actually tell me on the article I'm looking at, although
yeah.
I did
So it
see
says
somewhere.
cards per pack is 5, packs per box is 1, boxes per case is 6. So one of those 5 cards in that 5 pack is a sketch.
I think at least 2 of them actually. I believe you get. See, why doesn't it say this? I saw a press release article and it actually told you.
It did say it somewhere.
But for some reason, and we're both open on Beckett.com and cardboardconnection.com, and I'm reading this, and for the life of me, I can't find where it said what was in a single pack.
Okay, a single pack, you get 1 base sketch.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
And then on top of that closed pack where that single base sketch is, and that base sketch is a sketch of a character that's in the base set list of characters of Marvel characters.
Exactly.
And then on the top of, when you open the box, which is usually a tin,
it is now
typically a tin, you open it and you can either get a 5x7 oversized sketch card, which are very nice, or you can get a multi-panel. It could be a dual panel, it could be a 3, or it could be a quad, which is a 4. And I believe those are the variations.
Yeah, they are. And I remember on the first Marvel Premiere, you had they were kind of described as I can't find it now. Where are we? Artist sketch cards. I think they were described as booklets. Double hinged. Here we go. You got these various hinges here. So you get 1, 2, 3, and 4. Hinge sketches, double hinge sketches are 3 panels, and triple hinge sketches are 4 panels. So the interesting thing about this, a triple hinged sketch where you've got 4 panels, you actually have both sides of the card. So you have room there for 7 individual sketches or several sketches that make one picture. So you're actually getting an awful lot of original art for your money if you get one of those. So I think that's where the price point is. If you are a collector of original art, and generally speaking, it is up there. The artists are strong artists, experienced artists that have pedigree in the hobby. There are obviously some newer artists in there as well, because people have got to come up somehow. But they are top quality pieces of art. And this has been the case with every set. Now, one thing Marvel Premiere does, it does have a base card set, but there's only 50 cards.
Yeah, all
And
numbered to 100, hard serial numbered to 100.
exactly. Now, on Marvel Premiere 2012, that was numbered to 199.
Yes.
So it has actually reduced over the years. And actually, Marvel Premiere 2012 did have an awful lot more inserts than the later sets.
Oh yeah, that's right.
They had
By the
shadow
way,
box cards.
just so you guys know the price, on Dave and Adams, they are pre-selling boxes for $242.95.
Okay. So a
And
box
then
is a single tin, basically.
a single tin, and there are 6 in a case. And cases on Steel City Collectibles are at $1,424, 1995.
Yeah.
95. So
US
$1,420
dollars. Yeah.
US
Okay.
dollars. Yeah.
So basically, what we're calling a pack is what you're referring to as a box, which is the $240 thing, and that is a tin.
Yeah.
That has 5 cards in it.
Right. Well,
And may
plus
have the oversized 5x7.
no. So you get one either 5x7 or a panel or a 3-panel or 4-panel. So you get one of those cards, then you get a pack with 5 cards in it.
Wow.
And one of those
will
5
be a
cards
sketch.
is a sketch.
So you're getting 2 sketches per pack.
Per tin, you get 2 sketches.
Pack tin box. It's the same thing in Marvel Premiere.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, because people get confused when they see the unboxings. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I wouldn't actually mind just having the tins.
Tins are nice.
For the longest time, I had, and I might still have them, but I didn't see them when I had a massive clear out last week. I did have a couple of Marvel Premiere boxes from 2012 still knocking about the place. And they were just as cardboard boxes. They were nice. I have a feeling I used them as mailing boxes a few years ago to send
that's
stuff
pretty
out.
funny
Because they were that sturdy.
Yeah, they're really nice.
They're nice things, but I wouldn't mind getting the tins. For me, it's a little rich for me in terms of the price point. And I'm a character collector of Black Cat, so I know there will be Black Cat sketches in here, and because it's a premium product, they generally hit the market at pretty premium prices because their quality, and obviously if someone is selling them, they want to recoup what they've spent on the tin pack box.
Yeah.
So, however, I do have some pretty tasty 2012 and 2014 Black Cat sketches from Premiere.
That's pretty
I
awesome.
don't think I have any from 2017. I might do, but the thing that I'm kicking myself about 2017 is that I didn't pull the trigger on a 5x7.
A Black Cat
Literally.
5x7.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, and I remember looking at one on eBay, and it went, and I should have pulled the trigger. So I know that there are some Black Cat 5x7s coming up in this set, because Michael Munshaw, good evening, sir, friend of the podcast, who's been on one of our opening intros, is an artist on this set, and has, along with Jalen Warner from last week's week four's episode, he is on the set as well. None of them can yet show their artwork because there's an embargo deadline, and I think once the set is released and they're given the go ahead, they can post the art that they did that's in the product.
That's going to be cool.
Onto social media feeds. So expect a lot of that across Instagram and Facebook and various places. So I know that Michael has kind of hinted that there might be a Black Cat 5x7 that I might want to look out for.
Two things. The base set has all original art, just for our listeners out there who don't know that. It is all original art from one artist, so it's a full set. Oh, is it 2? Oh, that's right. It is 2. Yes. 2019 has 2.
Yes. And they were both,
which is pretty cool.
Yeah, they were both friends of they're artists that I'm not familiar with. Not to say they haven't got pedigree and they're not worthy. I just hadn't heard of them. But Cliff Richards, not to be confused with Cliff Richard, the English singer, Cliff Richards and Ivan Nunez, who are both now in the MCCW group because someone in the group is friends of them and invited them both to join.
They're awesome. They're super nice.
Yeah, they haven't posted much yet because I think they were added by someone else. So yeah, but they're added by someone else. So they're probably sitting thinking, what the,
no, I think I emailed. I think I PM'd Cliff and
Okay.
I invited him over there.
Oh, okay.
Because I did do this. Jesus, man, this was a while ago
Was he
now.
here?
Premiere's been
It was a couple of months. Yeah.
yeah, so it's been. Sorry, I'm a little scatterbrained. Yeah, I invited him because I was asking him about the original art, and I believe they were telling me that it's mostly digital, if not all digital.
Mm.
But I mean, digitally color. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
necessarily. Yeah. So I was asking him about that, and then they joined the group, and I was like,
Mm.
when it starts coming out, please post and stuff.
Mm.
So hopefully we'll see some artwork
Mm.
by them
Mm.
and big scale and so forth.
Yeah.
Now, there is a 5x7 black cat on eBay, and this must hurt you
Oh, let me
because
have a
I
look.
would have sold a kidney by now to get the
Is this going to
Fred
enrage me?
Ian.
Hang on. Oh,
Yeah.
that one. Yeah, that's that's where I have a slight issue. I know the one you're talking about. You're talking about the Fred Ian one.
Yeah.
Now, Fred Ian is a French painter.
Yeah. Phenomenal artist.
His work is absolutely extraordinary, and
It's
his work
insane.
is also in Marvel Premiere 2019.
Yeah. Those are going to be the big
Fred,
hits.
bonsoir, Fred.
Bonsoir.
Comment ça va? Bien. Hello, maintenant. Black Cat, Marvel Premiere. Let's have a look. This is live from eBay, although 2 weeks ago by the time you hear this. When you type in Marvel Premiere, you come up with an awful lot of statues.
Yeah, because they have a little line.
Yeah. Anyway, so Marvel Premiere, there's some good stuff up there. There's a triple by Sora Sung, whose name I'm not familiar with. I'm not keen on Black Cat with any other character. I can't do it. It's one of my
Yeah,
weird
because you didn't do that with
collectorisms.
2018. I was
I
wondering
can't.
about that
I can't
with
do it.
Silk. Yeah, because the Simone did a great one with Black Cat and Silk. That was an
Yeah,
insert, and I
yeah.
thought you would go for ham on that one.
Well, no, because it was an insert. There was not actually that many variations. There's only Battle Spectre and
Oh
Battle
yeah,
Spectre Gen. So
I
I've got
think
a
I was
rainbow
thinking
of
about
two.
the prelim
Yeah, but
insert. Yeah,
Pankit has the original
really?
preliminary art.
What a
Yes, he just showed it off.
beast!
So Pankit, you've got 2 mentions on this episode now. Stop trying to muscle in. He's a naughty boy. There's a Norvien Bazio, great artist. Good evening, Norvien.
Great artist.
Double panel. That's got Spider-Man and Black Cat. So that's out.
Yeah.
Sorry. There's a DR Perry single panel Black Cat. There's right. Shall I just read? This is the rest of the podcast. I'll just read.
What's listed on eBay? I'm sure people appreciate that.
Now there is a Joe Jusko Black Cat original sketch card. So this is
There's a lot of Joe Jusko Premiere cards on there.
This is the thing about Premiere. It has artists like Jusko, like Fred Ian, who are absolutely top end. Not that anyone else is. It's difficult, these artists. Joe has a reputation by deservedly, because he has been at the top of things in the comic art and fantasy art world for a number of years. So deservedly so. For him to do sketch cards is a rarity. And this one is on eBay for, well, this is converted to UK pounds because I'm looking for it, but it's £1,231 and 67 pence. So I think that's probably about $1,500. If I wanted to buy it now, I could own a Joe Jusko sketch card, but it's a single panel sketch card. And the Fred Ian one that you told me about, that I think you just sent me a link to, which I have seen, it's absolutely beautiful. But I could probably go to France and commission Fred to do a Black Cat painting for me for the same amount of money.
I agree.
And watch
100%. And it'd be a bigger piece.
Yeah. So that's kind of where I draw the line in terms of being a collector. I'll happily buy sketch cards that I like and see, but I just won't overpay because A, I can't afford to, and B, I don't want to.
No, for me, the line, and this is for me, not price bashing, nothing of that sort. But for me, once I'm paying for a sketch card that I could get an original art for price, basically,
yeah,
I draw the line there. That's too much.
Yeah,
because the size at that point is just it's the price doesn't match in my head.
Yeah,
preferably in my head. doesn't match.
Exactly. That said, not everyone's the same, and some people will happily.
Oh yeah.
However, it's worth pointing out that both of those sketches have sat on eBay for quite a while without selling. So it's only worth what someone will pay for it. No one's paid it yet. So
it's been a while. They've been up there.
There is that. However, they do some alongside the sketches. There are, and I'm just going back to the base art. There's 2 sample pieces of base art.
They're nice. Yeah.
On cobbleconnection.com. We'll post a link up to this on the tasting notes, folks, of Captain Marvel and Dark Phoenix, and both of them are extraordinarily vibrant pieces. They're lovely.
They're beautiful. The composition's nice.
Have those. However, there will be, as there was with 2017, which did have Black Cat in the base art, there will be parallels of those. So the regular base card is numbered to 100. Then there will, wait for it, 5 different parallels. There's a blue that's numbered to 50, a red to 30, a gold numbered to 15, a purple numbered to 5, and a black 1 of 1.
Yeah.
Which is, and that is what's going to drive people nuts. So there are 6 different versions of
one character card. Yeah.
One character card. So, and it was similar for 2017 because I know, because I went for the Black Cat. Now, the one thing they didn't do in 2017, which I'm thankful for, because Black Cat isn't in the 2019 series, they didn't do the 1 of 1.
Oh, no?
No. So in 2017, you had the base number to 125, then you had blue foil number to 50, gold foil to 10, and black foil to 5.
Oh, I didn't know that. So this is they're doing a 101 in 2019.
Yeah. And
have they ever done a 101 before?
No. They've got more parallels.
Wow.
So they had 4 in 2017. They're doing 6 now, and one of them's a 1 of 1.
You know what I really like about this set too is that the sketch cards and the base card have the same design in terms of the cutout. You know what I mean? In terms of the graphical design.
Yeah. So
I always like that.
Frame,
I think that's kind of cool. Yeah, that's really nice. I like how they match. That's pretty fun.
They did. Yeah, that's something they certainly did with 2017 and 2019. Not sure about 2014. I don't think they did it on 2012.
2012. The 2012 they did.
2012. Now, we've had this debate before, but of course, typically, I don't have my binder with me. It's downstairs, and I normally have it up here. My Black Cat binder is downstairs, hiding.
I'll look it up.
So you might be right. You might be right. My memory is a tricksy thing.
We did talk about this before, did we?
About this before, yeah. And we never actually got to the bottom of it because we both finished recording and forgot about it and stuff.
That's right. Yeah, they are the same. I'm looking at pictures now on eBay. Yeah. So they're the same. They have that gray border that's like a half circle.
Yeah.
On one side of the card, and they feature the name of the character, and that's kind of a big deal because
it's bizarre because they didn't. That's what we disagreed on, because in 2012, Black Cat wasn't in the base card set, and yet she had sketch cards because I own some. That's the weird thing. So I think that the name of the character, so basically having sketch card stock with the character's name on that lines up with the base cards, I think that started in 2014. And I think I have. Let me have a look at 2014.
I'm looking at it right now. So 2012, it's here, and the character's name there, and I've owned one.
Oh, that's weird. Okay, in that case, I'm rubbish. Forget about it. They have. See, they've always done shadow box cards, and they're still doing it.
I like the shadow box,
which is good. So for those who don't know, shadow box is kind of a thick card, and what they do is not too dissimilar from the way Ron Lim described the holograms, in that it's got different kind of acetate layers within it. So it's kind of got a depth and a 3D-ness to it.
It's like an animation box, like an animation cell box.
Yeah, it's cool. Bizarrely a kind of a cross between a hologram, although it doesn't have that shine, and a Stax card from Clear Ultra X-Men, but it's all in one thick card frame.
Yeah.
and it's rather interesting. I first saw Rittenhouse doing them on one of the, I think it might have been on one of the Marvel Universe sets, and I don't know if they first appeared in Marvel sets or if they were in another type of entertainment or sports product and then made the transition, which is likely. But the first time I remember seeing them was Rittenhouse, and then of course they started doing them on Marvel Premiere when Upper Deck started doing those on Marvel Premiere, which is around the same kind of time, because there was a period of time on Marvel Premiere 2012, Rittenhouse still had the license. So there was a bizarre period where Upper Deck were putting out Marvel sets like Marvel Beginnings and Marvel Premiere, but Rittenhouse still had the license, which is really strange to me. I'd love to know why that was, because I know that Upper Deck had the movie release rights for the MCU sets for all that period of time. But yeah, so why that crossover, I don't know, frankly. But we'll talk about shadow boxes another time, because they are rather lovely in and of themselves, and could quite happily be a collector who just collected shadow box cards.
Yeah.
You know, there's so many
shadow boxes are great.
This is what we've been saying, and hopefully it's been coming across. There are so many different ways you can collect Marvel cards. You don't have to be limited to one set. You go card across multiple sets, or characters across multiple sets.
Yeah, I think the fun part about collecting anything really, but specifically cards, is that because the sets have gotten massive and they vary in terms of inserts and so forth. I really like how the more creative you are as a collector, the cooler your set is, in my opinion. Like when I talk to collectors and they're like, well, I'm kind of doing this, I'm like, oh, wow, that's a really good idea. That's a great way to go for that set in that particular way. So I really like that. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, no, that is interesting. Sorry, I've just got the link for the card that you sent me. What's this?
Well, so yeah, I'm thinking maybe. So do you have a Black Cat sketch card from Marvel Premiere 2012?
I do.
That's just a regular base?
Yeah.
I don't. Okay. I believe you.
Honest, Cuff. So I'm looking at this. I'm looking at what you've sent me, and we will post links to this pictures up, because this is fascinating. As a Marvel Premiere 2012. So what you've sent me says sketch card. It doesn't actually say Black Cat on there anywhere.
Right. Well, that's because it's a multi-panel.
Ah, right. Okay. And that's, I think, where we're crossing wires then. I don't remember I don't think I've got any single panels. I think I've got a double and a triple. Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm thinking. I think that's the confusion. Because like I'm looking at the 2012 sketches and that are part of the base.
You mean the
single panels, and they have the name of the person and the sketch. So I am.
There we go. The mist is lifting, folks. The mist is lifting.
So there's one.
Grand stuff. They are rather lovely cards. I mean,
they're nice.
Wow, I'd really love this guy. I'm going to reach out to him actually. Mike S. Miller is the artist I've got from Premiere 2012, and his line ink work on Black Cat is absolutely extraordinary. That's
really cool.
Wonderful stuff. So I will post those on the tasting notes. Very interesting. I've actually got a fair few base cards remaining from 2012.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but I don't want them. That's the thing. I'm actively looking to offload them. So I will probably put a post up of trades. But I mean, they're limited to 199, so I think they go for about $10 each. Last time I looked.
Yeah, it's a pretty rare set, man. There's not many on eBay.
Yeah, so I've probably got about 20 of them, maybe.
That's nice. That's a nice little thing there.
I have looked. I don't believe I have Surfer.
I have like 3 of them. Just because like I got a collection from someone who was very nice.
That'll be why I don't have one then.
Yeah, I have. If you don't have one, I can send you one.
No, I'm good. Thanks.
Always. Yeah, and I have a lot of Surfer doubles now. If any Surfer collectors are out there that want to do Surfer, I can give you close to a big set if you want it, brother.
Set. Yeah, seriously.
If anybody wants to do it.
We've turned into a Pimp Our Wares segment of the show. But Silver Surfer is indeed base card 32.
Yeah, he's there.
Yeah, of Marvel Premiere 2012. So that's quite nice, actually. I'm glad that that set and Marvel Beginnings both existed in a time before Surfer was on that list of characters that they're not touching. So it's actually nice that you've got some pretty recent and top end examples for that art for that character.
Yeah, I'm pretty lucky to get that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
nice.
because he's gone for 14, 17, and 19. So
it's a Galactus card. I forgot about that.
yeah,
50 Galactus. Galactus is mad when you see someone have a take at that just does something slightly different, but just pulls it off.
really cool stuff. Yeah,
it's one of those crazy things. So Marvel Premiere 2019. There's a new type of insert. Well, actually, no. Let's go back to Shadowbox. So Shadowbox, what they're doing, they're calling them color boxes. So they've kind of got a vivid color spectrum effect.
Yeah, it's really neat.
The example they show is Star-Lord. A couple of other inserts. For the cards layers, it's based on colours in the set, aptly titled Colour Box. And the picture kind of tells 1,000 words on this because that's all they say. And then they show a picture of it, and it looks really cool. Then there's a new insert called Written in the Stars. So, and that imagines Marvel characters as constellations. So the example they show is Captain America as Perseus.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's rather nice.
Yeah, they're nice, and those are hand drawn too.
Oh, are they?
Yeah,
Wow.
they're by what's his name? CIAO.
Cacao, I think his name is. South American artist.
Yeah, he's really great.
Lovely.
Yeah, he really is.
Now I know this because thee and me both own original pieces of work by him from.
That's right.
Spider-Man 2017, which I haven't actually, up until this moment, announced that I've got that piece because I still physically don't have it. It's with you. Because I don't have it in hand, so I haven't done a mail call post on it. But he finishes his work digitally, but he begins it by penciled. So you have.
I got Spot.
The Spot,
which is really cool.
The Spot or Spot? I think
I've seen it both.
Yeah,
might be. I've seen it both ways, but I'm sure The Spot.
Yeah,
I mean that sounds more.
Who's an absolutely crazy kind of Daredevil Spider-Man
villain? Yeah. He's a weird character. I don't know. I really like his design, and artists do a really fun job with him on sketch cards. And I've always kind of been into that character.
And in comics.
And in comics, yeah.
I had fun with him.
Yeah, no, he's a lot of fun. He has really cool powers. If I like, most people have their main character and most people have characters they like, but I think every collector has at least one obscure character they're into.
Yeah.
That's definitely one of mine.
Yeah. Mine's. Oh, see, have I got an obscure character that I'm into?
Someone that just gets you.
Yeah. Well, no, I'd have to say, it's not that I own any sketch cards or any Marvel cards really, with the character on, but probably the Star brand, Marvel New Universe.
Star brand.
Yeah, Ken Connell.
Let me look that up.
Yeah.
That's good and obscure right there.
Yeah, that's a deep cut. That is. That said, because I really like the character, I don't necessarily think I'd want different artist depictions of him in sketch card format. It's just a character that I dig. If I was going to go for another character, this is a good little segue. I like this.
Star brand. Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, Star brand is I love it. It's a great. I'm really quite into the new universe. I'm gradually finishing the set. I just think it was, Marvel tried some stuff.
Yeah.
With 2099, with Marvel Knights, and some of it flew and some of it didn't. Some of it ran its natural course and stopped. Strike Morituri, which wasn't, I don't believe, in the universe, but it came out around the same time. It was an absolutely wonderful series.
Yeah, it came out. The first issue was 1986, and the art is by John Romita Jr.
Yeah, exactly.
How cool is that?
Nice, really good. You want some really good, pretty affordable reading? Seek out Strike Force Morituri. Anyway, if I was going to go for other characters, probably Cloak and Dagger.
Man, when artists do Cloak and Dagger, I get so jealous because I want those cards. They look good. I love the aesthetic. I love what they do.
Yeah,
I really do. I'm a huge fan.
It's a character that kind of popped and was introduced around the same time I was getting into Spider-Man. See episode 1, folks, for details. So it's from around that same time as I discovered Black Cat, and there was that glorious late 80s, 90s, as in the issue numbers, and into the early hundreds run on Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man, where you had Kingpin, you had Rose, you had Black Cat, you had Cloak and Dagger, and you had that whole and Spot was in that run. That's where it comes from. So it's that glorious. For me, that's my golden era of Spider-Man, because that's what I came up reading.
That's pretty funny.
Not to say that the earlier stuff and all the glorious work that came out in the 60s and 70s.
Oh yeah, of course.
That's worthy. But the stuff that has a personal connection to me is that stuff. So yeah, probably Cloak and Dagger. But
hey, I have a question for you, real quick. Sorry, I'm interrupting you.
Before I go back to Cal and his work.
Is the first appearance the same first appearance as Black Cat? No, Black Cat's in the issue with Kingpin. Right?
Yeah, you're looking at issue 81.
Mine's 97. Spectacular Spider-Man 97.
Yeah, Kingpin's in that issue. You're thinking of Spot, yeah?
Yeah, because the cover has your character and Kingpin in the cover. Okay, cool. Yes, that's awesome.
Right. That's right. The piece of art that I own by Cal is the original drawing that he later digitized and finished for Fleer Ultra Spider-Man 2017 base card.
That's awesome.
So I have that. I have at least 2 of the printing plates for it.
Wow!
It is a phenomenal piece of Black Cat artwork. I've chased Black Cat base and kind of parallels from most of the sets in the last 10 years. That I think it's fair to say that not all of them are created equal. The Fleer Ultra Spider-Man artwork is astonishing. It's really, really top end. So I'm blessed to own that, and it will be in hand shortly. I've still got a couple of the achievement cards for that to get.
That's cool.
E-packs, and then my rainbow is done. I mean, that is a proper rainbow. 2 base.
Wow.
I've got the Gold Web signature card that I think Armand hooked me up with. Thank you, Armand, because I know he'll be mad at me if I don't give him props for that. He spotted it and reached out to the person. And
good man.
I've got the Silver Web. I've got the base. I've got no clue what else I'm missing, but see, I've pretty much nailed that one. So anyway, so he's the artist who did the Written in the Stars Marvel Premiere subset from 2019. And both of those have multiple levels of short print, which leads me to the fact that in this series, you, sir, do not have a character to chase. Well, Silver Surfer, I know that you do have other characters.
I dabble sometimes.
However, Black Cat is in there as a color box card, and it is in the SP side of things. So
at least that's not bad, man.
Yeah. So, but there's just one.
Well, that's nice for you. That's the way to do it.
Goodness for that.
Well, that's what happened in the Flare that came out, because there were 3 Silver Surfer buybacks that I had to hunt for. Luckily, I got them early. Because those buybacks, I don't really see those anymore. So hopefully you can snag that Marvel Premiere SP quick.
Yeah. I'll just tuck that one up. Thank you very much. I'll see if I can get a 5x7 and a single panel. I'm not worried about the double and the triples. I mean, if I see one I like, I might go for it. But I'm not going to be doing what I did sort of 8-10 years ago, which was try and buy everything I could possibly afford. I'm just going to go for one of each and then done. And if that means I have to AP it, then so be it. That's fine. I'm absolutely fine with that, but I won't overpay. So Black Cat SP, so that's color box. That's lovely. I've just noticed on Beckett. Come on, guys! You need to know how to spell Gwen Stacy. Gwen Stacy's surname does not have an E. It's Stacy, not Stacey. Got to tighten that up, boys. But that's okay. You're forgiven. Yeah.
There is another site that the listeners should know where there's another checklist and there's an Excel spreadsheet
It's
that
just
you can
Go
download.
GTS.
Yeah, go
Yeah,
GTS.
yeah.
Just so people know, because I like that they put it in an Excel because then
Yeah.
you can have like your own checklist.
I do. So what we'll do on the tasting notes, we'll post each of these three product information pages. All three of them have the checklist for the set in a variety of different versions.
Yeah.
And then you can promptly, because it will be out there, go to eBay and
Start the
probably,
hunt.
yeah, and ComC as well, because even though it won't be on ePacks for a while, people do break physical products and send it to ComC straight away to sell on their behalf.
It's a good resource to look
So,
at.
so it is a good place to look. So, so keep your eyes out. And for those who are buying it,
yeah,
good luck.
yeah, seriously, very good luck. Maybe what might be fun. Maybe when it comes out, we'll do like a live video thing, and we'll all go hunting on eBay and see what we
think
find.
So. I think so. I have to say that we downscaled this idea. We were talking about possibly getting a box like we did with Marvel Flair. You know what? Everything about that went wrong, because the day you went and bought that box,
Oh man,
the Facebook went down, so you couldn't do a live break.
I had to hold that box for like 6 hours.
And then you did it, and you did it as video, but then you did it as 2 videos, which is why when we did that on the episode, I've still not put that episode tasting notes. I've still not put the video link on it. There's actually 2 videos, and I think on Facebook, not on YouTube. So anyway, so if we do that, we'll do it as a single video that we can actually then put a link to.
Yes, that's it. You guys can get to. Yeah,
which is good. So that's fine. And what else? I think that might be us for this week. I've got loads of stuff I was going to talk about. I've got feedback from weeks ago to talk about Grail cards, which I've still got open in my browser. So we'll talk about that another time. And we have some cracking new artists coming into the group, which is good.
Yes.
So welcome all. Paul Hill, welcome to you, sir. He's worked on Upper Deck Marvel sets. I'm not sure which ones as yet, sir, because I haven't done my research, but I just thought I'd give you a shout out. And who else was I going to give a shout out to? I think, you know what? I think that's it. Let's just give a shout out. Let's just give a shout out to each other.
Hey, buddy.
Big up the Norrin. Big up the Norrin. I promise I won't do any more Whitney Houston jokes or singing on the next episode. I'm sure there was something else I was going to say to everyone before we bid them to enjoy their collecting and go off on their merry ways. We are going to talk about so this is all for future stuff. Grail cards. I wanted to touch back on that because a few collectors have piped up and said what their Grail cards are, the ones that either are current Grails or they've now achieved. There's a really interesting thing about Upper Deck employee gifts.
Yeah, I want to talk about that.
Really
there's a couple on eBay, so we have some like pictures to share.
Yeah, but there's to be some few posts on groups, and a few people have helpfully given information. So thank you to those folk. And Marvel Age as well, which is a comic book about Marvel comics.
Yes.
That came out for a number of years, and there's a mad little insert article in there. The fun Marvel ballpen editorial folk did, where they mocked up themselves as Marvel trading cards, which I do want to talk about because apparently they physically exist.
Oh, that's cool.
But we'll talk about them another time. So, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we're going to have a guest soon, but I don't want to promise anything because we haven't actually lined it up. But we've got a couple of interesting guests in the pipeline for you folks. So stay true, stay with us. As always, please leave us a review on iTunes or on the Facebook page. It'd be really, really useful. Please comment on the tasting notes if you've got anything to say, or send us a tweet, or send us a message if you're shy, or even go to anchor.fm/MCCP messages and leave us a voicemail.
It's greatly appreciated, guys. We love hearing from you.
Yeah, but we still don't have any voicemails.
We still have no voicemails.
You have no messages. You have no friends.
I want that voice every episode.
Everybody hurts. Anyway, enough with my Stephen Hawking.
Ian, master of disguise.
Yes. All right, folks. Thank you very much. Enjoy collecting. We'll see you next time.
Enjoy collecting.
Thanks for listening to the Marvel Card Collectors Podcast. You can subscribe via our home on anchor.fm/MCCP. Leave us a message via that link with questions, comments, or just to say hi, and we may even play on the show. We're also on iTunes, Spotify, and all major podcast platforms. Our podcast is at the MCC Pod on Facebook and Twitter, and you can find links on our Facebook page to the two groups MCCW, Marvel Card Collectors Worldwide, and MMC, Marvel Masterpieces Collectors. On Instagram, find us at MM Collectors and at Sketch Card Hive. The great music we use is called Rocket Power by Kevin MacLeod. Thanks to the collectors, artists, and creators who support the Marvel Cards Fan Collective. We'll see you next time, and remember, it's a small hobby but a fun one. Make mine Marvel and enjoy collecting.